Hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of Optimising RPG. Now today we're going to look at the first score point in the official hold Tendry's Tale, which is called Defeated Grey Man. Now part of the reason why we're doing this one now is because it is a score point that everyone who has played this game should be familiar with, even if it's only the demo, and also it's a bit more of a practical example than the last episode, which, while good at demonstrating the fundamentals, was not really a situation that you tend to find yourself in practice in other level sets. So let's get going. Right, so there's a couple of non-decisions in the first part of this game because there is no decisions to be made. This is very linear. Here's our first decision. Do we want to kill this guy for the yellow key? Well, we don't need the key yet, so in general you wouldn't kill a monster to pick up something that you don't need until you need it. Now he only needs one more attack to get cheaper, so we'll leave him for now and see if we can make him cheaper.
Therefore, I'm not going to tell you about before. I'm going to tell you...
Again, we must make these decisions, so we're just going to run through.
Hello.
And I'm just going to skip his text because it's not relevant. Now down here is a secret room. You spend the key and it gives you the key back, and then there is this one key for 400 health trade. Now one key is 10 points and a 400 health is also 10 points, so this trade is completely score neutral, but in general the key might be more useful than the health, so we'll keep this in mind, but we may never use it, and in fact we won't, but
no,
because health is not a limited resource in this part of this game. It is very plentiful in the first half. Tendry's Tale. Now here we do have an attack gem if we kill this Wraithwing. Now it's possible that we could get 17 or more attack to make this Wraithwing cheaper before we need this. Unlikely, but it could be. So as a general good practice, we should wait until that attack gem saves us health and then come back and collect it later.
Imagine after a terrible the treachery. Fortunately.
Now at the moment I am just opening all the Greckle gates I come up against. Normally you may wish to consider saving your Greckles, but in the first half of Tendry's Tale you are not going to run out of money, so we will just open all of them as we come across. Now you might think this here is one attack to kill a Wraithwing, but actually you can just walk back out the way you came. That attack is completely free. Now down here is a green key. We will need this to progress, so we do need to kill these monsters now. We do have to kill that one. Now this is interesting. We don't have to kill this evil eye. We could just walk past him, but he does deal damage when we step in front of him, like so. However, he does hit us 4 times, whereas walking past him he hit us once, and then he'll hit us a second time when we walk past him. So had we picked up that one attack in the previous level, he would only hit us 3 times. However, because we don't need to cross his path again at any point, it is cheaper to just take 2 hits. So that's what we're going to do here. I mean, you clearly only need to kill 1, and the roach is going to be better, so not really a decision there. And we are just keep checking to see if that 1 attack will help us.
Listen closely.
Now here, what we should do is we should make a quick save, because we may wish to return for that one attack without killing this roach to return. So before we step over an arrow, we will just make a quick save. And here we have a mandatory Roach Queen fight that costs one attack, or sorry, not cost one attack, that needs one more attack to get cheaper. So actually saving 32 health if we pick that up now. So this would be a good opportunity for us to return and pick up that health, because now it does make a saving. So in the end, we could have picked up the attack when we came across it first, but it's always good as a general rule to not jump into these things. So here, sorry, I'm going too quickly, you can see that the Wraithwing only costs 28 in total. This is actually cheaper than the amount of health that we save from the Roach Queen. So in this case it is just a straight up immediate profit to collect this. Now we don't have to step over the force arrow there. If we take this platform instead, we can return to this Wraithwing at some point later. So it means we don't have to collect that key now. So now I will save again, but there is no reason to return at this point. This Roach Queen is now cheaper. Now these roaches with 2 attack, they may get cheaper, so let's go the other way for now. And if we just look ahead, we do have an attack here, and we do have an attack here, so we could make those roaches cheaper if we collect these. We do need this green key at some point, so therefore, and we need it to collect a blue key, so we shall go this way. Alternatively, we could collect this blue key, but that still requires us to take this path. Now in terms of these doors and these routes here, you'll see it's all one way with these arrows. So in terms of minimising the number of doors that we open, if we cross this path and open this door, we get access to this gem, and we can return by coming through this path here, down into this secret room and kill the eye and come back. So because a key is worth 400 health, and all of that will cost us less than 400 health, this is a lot better than spending more than one key to get through this area. So we save on score by minimising keys spent here. Now just before we collect that green key, we can return to it later, so we may as well. And this is a particularly interesting part of this hold. This is quite unusual decision to be made here, and I will show you. So what do we get if we pick up that blue key?
This will defend me like a...
There is this wooden shield in this chest. Now the wooden shield is worth 10 defense, and as you may know from the score, every point of defense that you have is worth 3 points, so we score 30 score by picking up this shield. Now to get back, we do need to have this blue key, so we are spending a blue key which is also worth 30 score, but because the wooden shield saves us 10 defense, or that's 10 points per hit, and this costs us 128 health, we break even if we get hit 13 times, and after that it sounds like we are making savings from health. So this seems like a good idea to collect. However, what is very unusual in this score point is that there is actually a better shield to collect before we reach the end of this score point. So because that other shield will completely replace this one, that means that actually we don't gain that 30 points bonus for the defense, because this is actually worth no defense to us by the end of the score point. So this is really expensive, and actually we get to save a lot of score by simply not spending the blue key. Now if we didn't do that, we would have to get hit about 120 times before the next shield to save 1,200 hit points, which also makes 30 score. But the next shield is going to come so quickly that that's just not happening. So we should never pick up this shield to save on points. Now we can still collect the blue key from the spider, but we're not in any rush to collect it right now, so we'll just leave that and come back later. In fact, having a spare blue key throughout the first half of Tendry's tale makes enormous savings, because we get to stay ahead of the curve. In future levels, such as Rule 4, the blue key can be quite expensive to pick up, but if you can leave it until a lot later by using this spare blue key to push ahead and then come back and pick up the blue key you were meant to take, you can make very substantial savings by having a lot more stats. So we're going to leave this for now, and we're never going to collect that shield. Now we're going this way so that we can return back to the main level.
Hey, good.
There we go, just collect that map. So now we have saved on attack for the roach, so we will just go through here and see what is next. Well, we're not going to make any future savings going through here, and what is through here? We have another key, and we have another attack gem, and I think that is the last attack gem of this that is still to pick up on this rule. It doesn't make us any more savings at the moment, so we won't pick it up just yet. However, we do need a blue key to progress. There is one over here if we grab a green key, so collecting this for now is the better choice than killing the spider, and the reason for that is because this is quite cheap, whereas the spider, there's a lot more savings to be made in the long term, and we don't think we're going to need to come back here for a lot later, so we should kill the roach queen. And we can't make it any cheaper because there's only one attack still to pick up.
Even the weakest are at mine. No.
Now, in the first pass at Tendry's Tale, with all the force arrows that are around, there is actually quite a lot of back and forth. It's usually cheaper to take the long way round than it is to spend additional resources that you don't need to spend. Killing that spider, 168 damage. If we want to go that way, it's just way cheaper to kill these guys for a total of 30 HP, so we shall leave that for now. And again, we may as well, as long as we can still backtrack, we might as well just push ahead.
You don't have a shield yet?
Now this spider, we can save 42 health if we pick up an additional attack. So there was one more attack to gain, so let's see if it's worth collecting it now. So this is going to cost us 30 HP. This is going to cost us an extra 28. And then we need a yellow key, but we do have one. So that is more than we save from the spider. However, we may find that actually we do still want that attack anyway for later, because to make further savings for now, we are going to need an extra 22 attack to save these, or some more defense. And to save damage from him, we're going to need 13 more attack. Now that's a long time to reach these goals, so it's extremely unlikely that we're going to hit these before before we need that extra attack. There's probably more than one spider that we want to kill soon, so even though we haven't fully scouted ahead, it's a good bet that we will need to make this choice. In fact, what you should do in this case is, just in case, make a save point. That's just good practice. Now we'll just skip this. And we will collect that. No point in going for this yet, because we may make this cheaper. In general, you don't want to go around and pick up health until you need to. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet in this in half of Tendry's tale is that eventually you will receive percentage damage. So you really don't want to pick up any health unless you need to, but there isn't any in this first score point. So therefore, we're just going to collect it all for now. We're just going to save some time. Now here comes the next decision to make. What we really want to do on this level is to make it to this improved shield as soon as possible. Now there are at least 2 mud babies in the way, 3 mud babies in the way, and this antlion, and they need at least 3 more attack to start making big savings. Right here, 90 attack, 50 damage. So there's a lot of savings to be made by killing more of these. Now, in order to, by collecting more health, more attack. Now, in terms of a path to get there, we should try to take a path that either picks up as much attack as possible, or just enough to make more savings, or we should take the path that minimises what we need to kill so that we can collect the shield as soon as possible and start benefiting from big savings. Now, this is quite a difficult route planning exercise in this hold. It's not very often that you get all of these one-way arrows in Tendry's Tale. In DROD RPG, people, especially for user holds, tend not to like making all these one-way areas, but there are lots here in the first half of Tendry's Tale. Now, interestingly, when we get in here, there is an attack point, and there is some attack after killing him. What would be useful to know is how much it takes after this attack checkpoint to reach the next one, because we get to save quite a lot more damage if we could achieve another one on the way. In addition to that, there's quite a lot of attack to be gained through some of these paths without really having to do very much at all, or kill very many monsters. There's not that many in the way. And do we need any keys? Well, we can avoid, we have no yellow keys, and if we take this path around here, we can avoid needing to pick up any yellow, open any doors at all. So, otherwise, if we wish to go this way down the bottom, we do need a yellow key, but of course, there is one always available to us by killing a single Wraithwing, so that's not a huge deal. Now, in terms of the actual correct path to take here, there was a fair bit of trial and error when I worked this out. I mean, this is quite a complex path, but in the end, it turned out that actually picking up more attack and collecting the next checkpoint, not this one, but the one afterwards, actually ended up being best, and that is because there is over 200 health to save, because there are so many of these mud babies in the way of the shield, and you get to save quite a fair bit of damage by taking there. I mean, we can also potentially save damage from this spider as well, so as you can see, this starts to stack up really quickly. So what we are going to do is we are going to go for this path here and collect attack. Now we can save damage hitting that eye from behind. Also, it is technically better to take this path because we can grab those as well.
I remember. Did it not?
Now here we do have 2 spiders in the way, and so you might be thinking to yourself, well, killing 2 spiders, this has got to be a pretty bad path to take. However, because we've just picked up a yellow key, we can take this attack here and save ourselves quite a bit of damage. 42 times 2, we saved ourselves 84 points of damage by just quickly picking that up.
You cannot.
We're just going to trigger this guy so that we can always take a look at his stats once he's spawned. Now these guys, 4 more attack. There is no more easy way to collect additional health in here, so we are just going to run through. But as far as these mud babies are concerned, actually let's take a quick look back at that. If we take a look at the mud baby, you see we actually are very close to the next score point. In fact, by picking up that attack, we do it. So we have saved, by taking that path instead of a more direct route across here at the bottom, we have saved 100 damage per mud baby. So that is at least 300 damage. And then this one was also, because it's going to go down again, we have saved 180 damage here. So we've ended up saving almost 700 points of damage by taking that roundabout path. And we have saved damage on here as well, at least 42. So like 800 HP was saved by going around, and all we had to do was kill some evil eyes, 2 spiders, 2 wraithwings, and actually that doesn't add up to all that much in the end. So that's why taking that path ends up being the most valuable and the highest scoring, because we just save so much health. Because we have no defense, we're taking a lot of damage. So here you can see we collect this just in time to save quite a bit more damage there. We do get to pick this up while we're here. And there we are, finally obtained a shield. Killing this roach queen, we say it only takes us 2 damage if we kill it, but because Greckles are completely worthless for score, we might as well just skip past him and potentially save 2 health. It might matter, but it also may not. 7 attack, we may be able to make this guy cheaper as well, so we will come back later. Now, because this whole level is one big loop, and we're just going to show you looping around, we do want to try and avoid at any point completing that loop by not opening any doors if we don't have to. So because we've got this top area opened up, we can actually loop back round to here, not open this door, and come out this way, which we do want to go here anyway, because it's got more attack. And we can therefore also prevent ourselves from opening this door as well. So we're just never going to take that bottom row, and we're just going to loop around this level anytime we need to get anywhere. It is quite long-winded. 27 attack. We're actually never going to reach that. So these spiders are now at the minimum damage they will deal to us. You know, we're not going to get any more defense. And we're only going to get, I think it was 62 attack. So the spiders for this score point are never going to get any cheaper. So we can just kill any that we want to at this point. Now what's important here is you have to actually leave this platform here so that we can continue to walk back later. If you just come down and drop it here, if you ever want to take this loop around the level again, actually you can't come back. So we just have to use careful platform placement to create an additional path. Now when going through that loop, we didn't make the mud baby cheaper yet. but we will make them cheaper soon. 3 attack. Now we're just running through the level at this point. We can probably make this guy cheaper before we need to collect this. In fact, there is, I believe, by running around the loop again, there is actually another attack point to collect for free. So we might as well not kill him yet. In fact, because it's completely free, we should do that now, and we should get this too. Yellow key is worth 10 points, green key is worth 20. That's a trade, and I've only done that now because I know that we're going to have enough spare keys available. Ideally I would leave that as late as possible, but we're just going to save some time here. We never need to kill this guy, and we never need to open this door either, so we can come through here. And our mud babies are now as cheap as they're ever going to get as well, so we're very quickly getting to the stage where we can just start killing everything that we need to when we need to. So we are just going to run around here. Again, because we don't need Greckles, we actually never need to kill these monsters. So again, that is as cheap as he's going to get. Same for him. We actually never need to kill either of these Wraith Wings either. They don't lead anywhere useful. How far off are we here? 6 attack. We will achieve that, so we can actually reduce this to 0 if we wait, which is what we're going to do. Opening this yellow door gets us 4 attack at least, so this is definitely worth doing. Each attack is 5 score, so now that we're at the 2 times multiplier, every attack gem is 10 points, which is the same as a yellow key. Now to get through here we do have to kill a mud baby, but it's worth it because there is a lot of points to pick up in this room.
Stalwart, check. Interfering, check.
And I should have picked this up first. Now we are just going to do a whole loop around again to pick up another attack. Actually this is free now, so we may as well collect him for now. And this Evil Eye is not going to get any cheaper. In fact, he does 0 damage, so the attack doesn't matter anymore. This is because as soon as we picked up that shield, actually this Evil Eye was free. Again, that spider is not going to get any cheaper. Now there's an interesting decision here. So for 2 green keys and killing this mud baby, we can get a blue key and an attack gem, and there is another wooden shield here, but clearly we don't need this. We're actually not going to ever pick up this blue key and red gem for this particular score point, and the reason why is because we don't need the attack. If we take a look at the grey man, we're actually never going to reach many more attack. Like, he is as cheap as he's ever going to be. And to get through here, the 2 green doors, they're 20 score each, is 40 score. So we're spending 40 to gain 30 plus 10, which is 40, but we are also killing this spider and a mud baby, which costs us a total of 52 HP, which is actually going to lose us a point. So for this particular score point, we actually lose a point if we take that, so we're not going to. At this point, I believe everything is as cheap as it's ever going to be, so we're just going to do some final cleanup and basically pick up anything that earns us score. So this roach here is free, gets us a key. We actually don't want to go this way. Oops, let's not forget. It is, we do need the platform. So here we are. That's just, now we can collect this when it only costs us 12 instead of about 168 HP. And again, we're just going to take the long way around so that we don't have to kill a mud baby or open a yellow door. This actually earns us 3 hit points, which is not much, but it is still positive. Now, some of this cleanup, like killing that spider for 3 hit points, if we were going any further in the game, we wouldn't be doing that now. But because we're only trying to maximise our score for the first score point, we do want to take that now because it's never going to get any cheaper. Just to show, we don't have to go in here, but it is completely free, so why not? And now we do get this key, but when it's completely free. So had we taken it at the beginning, it would have just been a complete waste of HP. And we were able to return when it was free because we used this platform instead of crossing over the force arrow. So there we are, we've completely cleaned up on the first 2 floors. And now we just need to pick up all that remains on this floor, which is not very much at this point. In fact, I do believe it's just this left. So we did save on 2 HP in the end. There's the second green key. We'd need to pick up that blue key if we were collecting it, which we are not. And lastly, we do get to just kill this antlion for 60 to pick up 400 health. You can actually skip this boss if you just go and open the blue door and carry on. You never have to kill the grey man, however you won't actually get the score point. So the only thing we've left not collected is this that actually loses us a point, because just to confirm, he's never going to get any cheaper than this for this score point. And with that, we should now obtain what I believe to be the perfect score for this score point, which is 632. So you can never tell if something is perfectly optimized in this game, but this score has been around for a long time and no one's improved on it, and this particular score point has been very heavily optimized, so I believe that this is actually the perfect score. And there we are, this matches the #1 score on the leaderboard. So 2 particularly main interesting points of optimizing this particular score point. A lot of the level is linear, however, by taking this fairly circuitous path at the start and collecting a lot of attack, we do get to save quite a lot of health when collecting the shield. And the second major optimization was not collecting the wooden shield in the second level, because it is actually not very useful to us. We don't get the score savings from the actual defense that the wooden shield gave us. So that was how to obtain the highest score in the first score point of Tendry's Tale. I hope that was useful for you. Thank you.